But let's start from what exactly triggered the removal of the past speaker.
So I would like to say it's basically a thing of internal politics, nothing major. It's a thing where the lawmakers, obviously about 36 members, decided that, oh, we are done with the direction this leadership is heading. We want something better. We want a change. So it's not really something outside the ordinary. It's a typical situation of we don't want this leadership anymore. We want something else. However, the problem would be the swiftness in which it was removed. I think that would be the problem. But what triggered Obasa's removal would just be a case of we want something else. As simple as that.
We want something else, but now, you know, we've seen different parts, different angles of this whole story and all. Like Blessing said earlier, on the one hand, we heard that the DSS were invited to maintain law and order, but on the other hand, they were the ones who now barricaded the place and locked, you know, almost all the entrances to the House of Assembly. Since you were there and you covered it, how did the lawmakers react, you know, upon getting to the House of Assembly and seeing the presence of heavily armed security guards? What was their reaction like? Oh,
they were livid. They were livid. You can see from my package I put together, the lawmakers were angry because it felt like, oh, we are the lawmakers, we want to take this decision, and security personnel are here to tell us or force something down on us. You know, they didn't like it at all, and they made that clear. They made that displeasure very, very clear that they were not having it. And for the public, the general public, you know, passing through there, going through ShopRite, and then, you know, just going about your way, then you see trucks, armed security officers, you see DSS personnel, you'll be bothered about the situation of that whole area. So I think the presence of the security personnel there, or the police officers there, it was heavy. It created an intense environment or an intense atmosphere, not just for the lawmakers now, but also for we bypassers, and they didn't like it at all. So back to your question, the lawmakers made it so clear that they were not having it because they just wanted to change the speaker. Why are you interfering? So that was their question. That was what they were lamenting and talking about, especially at the chamber. You can see the majority leader, he expressed that vividly, that they were not having it, and they called on President Tinubu to intervene in this. So yeah, let's see what's going to happen.
Well, I mean, it's one thing to want to change your leader, but it's another one to have solid grounds, you know, to want to do it. And the way, like Bennett said, the way it was done seemingly was, you know, wrong. Need I remind us that Obasa was removed in absentia.
Exactly.
So he wasn't even around, you know, and it just felt like he was ganged up against what we would call a coup, you know, and for every accusation, what was that? Those big grammar, misbehavior and things like that, they haven't exactly come out with, you know, concrete evidence. So I would understand, and they should have expected that he wouldn't go down without a fight. That's one. And then secondly, there have been speculations and, you know, comments about the overly sentimental way that everything was handled, right? So I'll come back to Mojisola Miranda's tears, because that really put tears in the eyes of a lot of people, you know, apparently. But there was also the part that, to be honest, with everything that went down that day, they could have decided, you know what, if the DSS is going to constitute a nuisance, we will just leave and come back another day. But no, it just had to be drama, right? Because a lot of people are asking, why did you have to fight? It's not like that thing you're deliberating on that day is going to, you know, it can't wait till the next day. Why did they not just go home and investigate properly? Okay, who called them? If they called them, why did they now constitute a nuisance? Why did they refuse them entry? And then report them to the appropriate authority. All that pushing and fighting and unnecessary drama did not have to happen at the end of the day. So I want you to speak on the sentimental nature of Nigerians that has once again played out. And, you know, regarding the tears, I saw a lot of comments. People were like, Madam, get it together, right? This is why we don't allow women. People really got upset that she shed a tear. And you could see from the video that she was fighting back tears, probably because if she allows it come out, they will think that she's weak.
That she's weak, exactly.
Okay, so
sorry, I bombarded you.
Let me speak from, you know, the perspective of a human being. You know, when you get that much support, immense support, especially when it's being thrown at you, whether you are the speaker or the president of a nation or a military officer, there's a tendency that you would show something. Your emotions must come out to play. And for Mojisola, she was really overwhelmed with everything, the support. Basically, everybody in the chamber stood up on your mandate to stand. So it put her in a space where she just could not contain it anymore, and it made her cry. So that's understandable. However, I feel that there's always a better way to handle something. There's always a better way to handle issues like that. And for the lawmakers, they sort of seem like they're a family. So if we go by that, if we start judging by that you're a family, obviously you should settle your problems internally. Yes, you should do it better. And there were about 36 members or 36 lawmakers who agreed with Mojisola. So I did not understand the issue of we are divided, we're not divided. If 36 out of 40 members are agreeing to somebody, obviously it's the majority. That is what they want. There shouldn't really be a clash in this. If 36 out of 40 are agreeing to somebody, there really shouldn't be a clash. It should be a thing of, okay, let me take this in. I'm speaking from the angle of Obasa. Let me take this in. Why has this come, or why is this happening? 36 people are against me. 36 people do not want me in the house. It's fine. I think that's a fair decision. It shouldn't be a thing of power tussle. I don't want to go. I want to go. You know, it shouldn't be like that. So that's my perception of it.
Okay, but let me. I think I want to throw this one to the both of you now, because as the case may be, I'm the only man on the show today. So and this is. Let me piggyback off of what you said, Blessings. Now she was shedding initially when I saw that video. I wasn't sure, you know, why she was shedding the tears. Was she overwhelmed by the support she got, or was she shaken up by, you know, the presence of the security operatives, or the whole drama basically that, you know, that played out? But further following the whole story, now I understand that it was just sheer. She just basically was overwhelmed, getting that kind of support. You know, you could see them cheering her on from the package you put together. And you did mention, Blessings, earlier that you know, it definitely looked like she was trying to hold back the tears, you know, and fighting it back. Does her, from a woman's perspective, what do you think about the tears she shed? Does that make her human, or does that just make her? Do you think, from the perspective, like from the comments you saw, you know, does that imply weakness? I mean, because the truth is, you would hear. I did read some of those comments, and people were like, "Oh, a man will not shed tears like that," blah blah blah. I'm not trying to compare men or women or anything. Does that make her weak on one hand? Secondly, or does that just make her human, right? And then if a man would not shed tears, does it mean that the man is more human or less human or stronger, or you know, what do you think from
so
the perspective?
I'm glad that you didn't try to mansplain the situation, because the fact that you did not understand the tears at first, some people would have just concluded that hey, that's how women do, you know. And a lot of times men are fond of, not all men, but they're fond of trying to explain a woman's situation to a woman. So I'm glad that you didn't do that. And then secondly, I think that this boils back down to our societal expectations and societal problems at the end of the day, because this is the same thing they say over and over again. You're a man, you know, suck it up. Men don't cry. Men don't do this. Men don't do that. Do you know how many men have been through situations where they would just want to be vulnerable enough to let a tear or two out? Now, I'm not saying that the fact that they can hold it in, good and fine. But again, like she said, we are different, right? And I'm not saying that women are not capable of holding their emotions, but if we're talking about emotions and, you know, being sentimental, Obasa was sentimental because he's angry that he got removed. That's an emotion. Why are we not seeing that? Why are we seeing the woman who decided to allow tears to flow? If he wasn't that angry, he would have just accepted it and, you know, taken his L and gone to sit down. But his anger got the best of him. The same way, you know, she couldn't control the tears. So we express emotions differently. It is not a man or a woman thing. I want to believe that if a man was on that seat, and let's not forget, it was not just an emotion of gratitude. It was a lot of emotions leading up to that moment. The fact that she became the first Lagos House of Assembly rep from the day one. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
And again, first female, I beg your pardon. Again, we sat down here a lot of times, talked about the expectations that come with being a woman in a position, especially being the first in that position. All eyes are on you. So there's always been that nervousness. And then eventually, she would know that this man would not go down without a fight. So the fear comes in, right? Now he's starting to fight, and she's like, okay, she's doubtful because these people can decide, the remaining 36 can say, you know what, we can't deal with this, 20, let's say 15 agree, the remaining ones are like, nah, we don't agree with it. So at every point in time, she was faced with different emotions, anger, disrespect. Imagine standing there, the DSS is not allowing you to enter and preside over a matter. That's disrespectful. And as a woman, she might see it as, oh, because I'm a woman. Because let's not lie, a lot of things will not happen in Nigeria if the other gender was involved. So a lot of emotions would have been going through her mind, and she just got to a point where she could not hold it in anymore. It doesn't mean she's weaker. She's stronger than a lot of men sitting down behind the keyboard and typing that.
Yeah.
That was a lot. Chidimma, what do you think?
What do I think about?
Yeah. Basically about what Blessings just said, her emotions come into play. Do you think that in any way says anything about her leadership style or her abilities? Oh
no, but firstly, I'd like to say how annoying it is that a woman would show emotion and the first thing you tie under or target will be weakness. It's really annoying. How do we judge credibility? How do we judge someone being competent enough to lead? It's not by crying. I really do not think it's by crying. I feel like Blessing said, Obasa expressed his own emotions differently. He took it out on people and said, no, I'm not going to take this. And she's just there crying. There are different ways people would like to express their emotions. It doesn't mean they're weak. In my opinion, would I say the weaker one would be the one throwing tantrums.
That's a different angle.
So
but you do have a point.
Yeah, I really think that people should not start judging Mojisola based on that because she cried. Because something might happen now and then you'd be like, or somebody will be like, oh, that's why she cried. She's not even strong enough. She showed us since day one that she was not strong enough. These are the things that will come up. The same people that are typing from their homes or wherever they are that this person is weak. Maybe she makes one mistake now and then you take it back to her crying that she's weak. I mean, she has said it since that she can't take this position, but you guys still give her the position. A lot of things happen, or a lot of things like that could happen, but again, I would like to say that it doesn't mean she's weak.
And I also want to add that, there have been 8 records of, just in the United States, past presidents crying in public. So how about it's not an issue of hiding your emotions? How about it's an issue of Nigerian leaders not being emotional at all? Because if the president of this country was emotional and seeing the videos of people going through things on a daily basis,
would have cried.
At least once he would have cried.
I think we would have cried.
Let's not lie. So it's not about hiding the emotions. It's not there.
I get that. Anyway, so now you covered this, right?
Okay.
You think we've seen the last of this whole drama? What do you think?
I don't know, but I'm hoping that we've seen the last of it because it's not a good thing.
Yeah.
On my way there, we stopped outside and I saw a fellow journalist and then she looked at me. This way you are dressed, are you sure you can run?
Valid question.
Very valid. Just in case.
It's really not a good situation that we have or a good condition that we have to keep witnessing or experiencing. It's something that really should end.
Yeah.
So it's not a case of you send a journalist out or you send a reporter out to go and cover something and they're shooting something. Nobody wants to do that. I don't want to go somewhere where they're shooting and all of that. So I think they should all settle their issues amicably. And I would also like to add that with the way everything went, I just feel like it has opened a door to more people or more a power tussle. I think we'll see more of that because next time or next year or whenever they want to change another speaker, the person there might say, oh, I don't want to go, I don't want to go. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then this is a perfect example of such. So, yeah, it might happen again, but I'm praying it doesn't.
Okay, so I want to throw a question to Bernard because obviously you're the only man here. Let me use your words. So, do you think that this is as a result of a political undertone? Because that's what the speculation is, that Obasa would not make that move without having the backing of somebody somewhere, a godfather somewhere.
So here's what I would say, right? I've followed politics for you know, for quite a while as a journalist. As a journalist, right?
Yeah.
And even out of journalism, I've also been following politics. One thing I can tell you for sure is that there's more to this story that meets the eye, right? There's a lot more that we do not know. Whether or not there's some backing, yeah, most likely there probably is some backing.
Yeah.
I cannot categorically say there is, but yeah, there probably could be. That's the thing. I know recently we were hearing stories that the office of the First Lady, I think, or some people had come out to say that some people had directed this to the door of the First Lady, that's Oluremi Tinubu, and then there was a statement put out from her own quarters saying that she had no hand in it, that she's the mother of you know, all and lover of everyone. But look, all we will continue to have are speculations.
Yeah.
But look, there is more to this than meets the eye. Obasa, first of all, is the powerful man in Lagos, like you don't know. He's been a speaker for what, I think 10 years?
Yeah,
or thereabout,
for a
whole
long time.
decade, right? So he controls his own territory and beyond. For him to, you know, stand and challenge different things that come his way with his full chest, like they say, you know, this happened in his absentia, like Blessing said. It's almost like a coup. You know, like what we've seen, it shows that he on his own has some kind of backing, like it or not. Whether it was that backing that he was resting on, or that he leaned against to be this bold, like Yoruba would say, Kilo Bekele, or something like that, right? What did you know, whether my Yoruba is terrible.
Kilo Bekele. Guys, I'm sorry. No, but I mean, just for another day.
You know, so it will tell you that out of all the 40, there were still 4 who supported him, right? So even those 4, if they strongly felt that there's no hope here, I mean, you would think that they'll join the winning team.
Yeah.
However, those 4 still stood their ground. And by the way, there's still more to this. This morning I was listening on the news, and I think there was one of the lawmakers who came and claimed that certain lawmakers were given certain amounts of money, were paid to give that vote of confidence. This is still on verified news. I just heard it over the radio. So yes, he does. To answer your questions, I want to believe that he's, again, like I said, he's a strong man in Lagos State. He probably does have some backing. And I'm sorry to burst your bubble, Chidimma, but I don't think we've seen the end of this.
This is just the beginning.
But I don't think we've seen the end of this.
Next time, where's something you can run with? I'm hoping he doesn't get to that, but that was a valid question.
Yeah, honestly speaking, you know. But then again, well, I mean, politics is politics. It is what it is. Am I happy that we have a woman, first woman, you know, as a speaker? Yes, I am. What do I think it will do? I think it, like Naomi Chidimma said, I think it opens the door. Oh, it was you, Blessings, who said it, right?
No, she did.
I think, yeah, I think it opens the door for more women. We've been clamoring for women participation in politics, right? I don't think there's any higher position, or there are too many higher positions than Speaker of the House in a state. What next are we looking at? Speaker of the House of Assembly generally. We're looking at we're looking at female governors, and I think we're not far from that. And then of course the ultimate one, we're looking at female presidents. Who's to say because it hasn't happened in more senior democracies, it can't start from here? We've seen Samaya Suluhu in Africa here become a female president. We're seeing other women taking that mantle of authority. So I think she has opened the door. And rather than be antagonistic, I think we should give her support.
Welcome it. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Chidimma, for giving us the update. Brilliant work you did with the report. And definitely, I know for a fact, like Bennett said, this is just the beginning, because Nigeria is a series. There's nothing that happens that doesn't have sequel, episode 1, episode 2. We just hope that it doesn't deteriorate into violence. That's the prayer that we all pray. And as for the DSS, we're still waiting for proper statements from them, because the statement is not statements in everything that we've heard so far, right? So we will definitely keep abreast of the situation, and I'm sure Chidimma will cover more of it. I'm looking forward to that. Thank you so much for joining us.